Well, there. My name is sometimes Heather and I play Elder Scrolls Online. Last time, we looked into the changes brought to us by Update 46, and today, I wanted to return to one of the alterations. I think it's about time we brought vampires to the unholy mess that is subclassing. Playing as a stage 4 vampire is hard. Your regular abilities cost more, you're vulnerable to fire, your health no longer regenerates, and NPCs hate your guts. Staying alive while finding a combination of abilities that allows at least short-term sustain is a huge challenge. I have tested various ways of getting around the cruel and unusual punishments of sporting vampirism in ESO, and now they threw a new aspect at us. Subclassing allows us to adopt 2 new skill lines from other classes. This frees us from the previous bounds of classes, thus allowing us to create unique builds for both meta damage and unlimited immersion. I am, personally, still a bit iffy about all this, but we must venture in. Deeper and deeper into the shadows painted with fresh blood from our unsuspecting victims. In the past, choosing a perfect class for a vampire build has been a popular dilemma. Nightblades have been deemed best choice, while Templars enjoy the stigma of law-breaking. While Arcanists hold first place in damage dealing, whether you bear the curse of vampirism or not, Necromancers have been nerfed beyond belief and have thus become the class no one really wants to poke at. Subclassing saves us from this choice. We can now start out as Nightblades and adopt skill lines from the classes that please us best. I think I might want to create a Magica Nightblade who can summon combat pets. Daedric summoning might work well with Shadow and Siphoning, and I've heard that a lot of ESO players have created builds with as many combat pets as possible. That sounds like a lot of fun, maybe we'll try that someday. Arcanist skill lines, especially Herald of the Tome, have been adopted into all kinds of builds. It's easy to see why. Fatecarver is, despite the recent alteration, still one of the best damage-dealing abilities out there. Arcanist passives are also quite desirable. Slotting Herald of the Tome abilities brings a huge boost to physical and spell penetration, so it would actually be foolish not to take advantage of this skill line. As subclassing allows you to also play with passives, I would say this is a big win for vampires. Not only can we modify our builds to deal more damage through penetration and weapon and spell power boosts, we can also pick out abilities that better keep us alive. I feel that these opportunities bring more flavor to vampire builds and even pave the road for the return of vampire healers. As for my plans for subclassed vampire builds to come, well, I chose Tinesa as my first test subject. Tinesa is my Ice Necromancer. I used Icy Necro abilities with her and scribed 2 abilities as well. As subclassing rolled out and gave me a reason to change all of my builds yet again, I felt a bit overwhelmed. There weren't too many possibilities, too many combinations. And then one night, when I was half asleep, the creative part of my brain casually said, hey, Wardens have ice abilities, a whole skill line of them, and that kinda brought things into focus. I gave Tinesa Winter's Embrace and saw that it was good. The passives turned Tinesa more into a tanky way, but ice is a slow element, so it might work okay for an immersion build. I'm pretty excited about this, but what made me hope in joy even more was the obvious choice. I'm turning my Fire Sorcerer into a Dragon Sorc. Ardent Flame abilities will give her build the boost it needs, and I might even take Poison into play with Inessa. This build has always been a bit tricky for me, but perhaps this time Inessa will rise from her ashes as a true phoenix. And as for her wife, Leanna, my Ice Warden, I think I'll take the easy way out and create an aesthetic ice build with her. Something with blue beams and icicles and frost shields. Subclassing, I think, won't change the curse of vampirism into anything more than it is. Vampires will continue to suffer in darkness, playing toward the need to drink from unwilling victims until the end of time. But as far as immersion goes, subclassing does open a lot of doors. We can weave together even more elaborate background stories for our characters, paint their worlds even darker with added abilities and passives that support their newly found skills. It will be as it always has been since Dracula, Elizabeth, and Lestat. Vampires do not change. They only alter their views to better fit in with the changing world around them. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Next time, which will be in 2 weeks' time, I thought I might show you Tinesa, my Necrowarden. Thank you so much for watching, and see you later.